All right, I'm going to take your glasses off so I can see a little bit. We are going to take you together kind of down the last 6 months that we spent together. Mr. Dozer and myself have had such a great time getting them started, but we're going to go all the way back to September. After we had all the kids sorted over the summer, which thank you for your help in getting that done, doing it electronically and everything that we did, we started outside. We were out on the sidewalk in front of the school. Masks were everywhere. We were doing everything we could to keep them safe. And so we started working on our first sounds. And those first sounds are a little bit different for each one of the instruments. And I'm going to kind of take you through those instruments. The first one is the flutes. And so the flutes didn't start with the whole instrument. We started out with just the head joint because there's a lot of other pieces that go on later. But that first lesson, we just took the head joint by itself. We were working on our bottle flow and getting our lip, mouth, and throat shape right, which is called our embouchure. And this is what it sounds like once we all got it together. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. And then we were, at the same time, working with clarinets. Clarinets have a reed on their instrument, which I'm sure clarinet parents, you're starting to understand that reeds are a thing. So we had to get that reed mounted onto the mouthpiece with the ligature, get everything lined up. It's really fiddly, right? And if we don't get it just so, it doesn't really work for us. But we all got it figured out, and so with our barrel and mouthpiece, this is what it sounds like with the clarinet. 1, 2, ready, go. I promised them there would be some giggles. Yeah, that's what it sounds like in our first couple of lessons. All right, the next one is the alto saxophone. Very similar reed, but a different shape in our mouth because it comes in at a different angle. Saxophones, are we ready to wow them? 1, 2, ready, go. All right, the next one is the brass instruments. Our first brass instrument, our highest brass instrument, is going to be our trumpets. With the brass instruments, we had to totally different shape for our mouth, and we had to buzz our lips, and we had to get just the right pressure on our mouthpiece and everything else. And once we got it together, it sounded like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. And possibly our smallest but mightiest section is going to be our French horns. Very similar shape, size mouthpiece, but a different shape. So you're going to hear a different sound and definitely a different volume. French horns, are we ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Fantastic. Near the back, we have our trombones and our baritones. They use the exact same mouthpiece, so we're going to have them go together. Here is our baritones and trombones. 1, 2, ready, go. It keeps getting lower and lower and lower. We're going to go one more lower down to tubas. We ready, boys? 1, 2, ready, go. Fantastic. All right, our last section is the percussion section. They don't have anything to worry about with an embouchure, so we're actually able to get a lot further in that first lesson. So we actually learned an entire scale in our first lesson. So we're going to show that to you. And there's our B flat scale. Look at our first sound. Once we put all that together, we taught them just by letter names our first 3 notes. We still weren't even reading out the book, and we were able to put together hot cross buns. beautiful sound, right? Okay, after that, before we had even moved on past those first three notes, there's a few songs that we put together with that. And one of the songs we learned was Mary Had a Little Lamb, because everybody kind of knows it. But our book actually goes another step further and introduces rests right away. And so we did a little take on Mary Had a Little Lamb, so we're going to play you Mary Had a Cool Lamb. I just want to explain that I'm doing all the talking because in one of our first combined rehearsals with Mr. Dozer's and my section, Mr. Dozer played piano that day, and just to shake things up, the next day I started playing piano, and it was very quickly evident that Mr. Dozer was the much better pianist. So he's doing all the piano work and I'm doing all the talking, but we share everything 50-50. So once we had those three notes and we were actually reading them on the paper, we added a couple notes to the top of that, and we had half the scale. And so our next song is called Scaling the Wall. Our next song is definitely well known. The kids know it. A lot of kids really like it. And we're really happy that we've got some real hundreds of year old literature that we do. So this is Ode to Joy. The next song, after one other in our book, is Old MacDonald Had a Farm. It is 2 lines long, so at the end of one line we have to make our way right down to the next line. And this one has lots and lots and lots of repeated notes, but we are also adding a 6th note to the top, so we're extending our range up a little bit higher. So we're going to play for you Old MacDonald. All right, I hope you've been noticing everybody with their rest position. They look so professional, and we're holding our instruments so nicely. We're gonna go on and we're gonna get a little bit scary at this point. We're gonna do for you not Jaws, but we're gonna do Shark. journey has to have ups and downs, so we're going to bring it down a little bit, right? We're going to, please, don't fall asleep during this next one, but we're going to play for you a lullaby, and it goes by a lot of different names, but one of them that we call it is Star Search. Star Search introduced us to a new dynamic, which we're working on our piano. That'll come in a little more time, but we're going to give you a little contrast in our next song because we have forte, which is the Italian word for strong, and we have piano, which is the not word for soft because we don't want to get mushy, but it's the word, I'm sorry, not quiet, but it's the word for soft. So we're going to be contrasting forte at the beginning with some piano and back and forth, and hopefully we can really show you the difference between forte and piano. This is London Bridge. Our next song has a couple of new concepts in it. We have both an accent mark, which looks like a little greater than symbol, which means to play that note a little bit stronger. And we also have a syncopation, which is where we're kind of trying to undo the natural downbeat rhythm by putting a rest on, a half note on beat 2. They're usually at beats 1 and 3, which is kind of a natural feel, and this gives it a little bit of a less predictable feel, I guess would be a good way of putting it. This is Shoot Fly. This seems like a really good place to just describe to you how absolutely awesome it is to play a concert. Everyone up here is doing great, but the thing that really makes a concert really special is how good ice cream tastes after a concert. So just so you know how good ice cream tastes, because a couple people have mentioned that that's something that they wanted you to know about. So our next song is going to be really quick. So we're trying out a new time signature. Instead of having 4 beats in each measure, we're only going to have 2. So don't blink because this one goes by really quick. This is Rain, Rain, Go Away. Okay, we have 2 songs left. So this song is a round or a canon. An older style of composition wasn't to come up with harmonies It was to make a song that could be repeated at short interval, and it overlaps on top of itself, kind of like shingles on a roof, and it all kind of works itself out. It's kind of mathematical, and it's kind of cool that way. And so we have 4 different groups that are all going to be playing this song. Everybody plays the entire song, start to finish. So nobody's left out from the length of the song, but we start at different starting times. So one group starts, another group comes in before they're done, another group, and we end up with a round. And it just all works out harmonically, no matter what 2 measures you go, it always ends up sounding good together. So we're going to do Frere Jacques in the round. I've been really lucky to get to do most of the talking, and so Mr. Dozer is going to make his way up here. I'm going to make my way over to the drums, and we're going to wrap this whole thing up.
Good evening. I'm doing the thank yous for this evening. So this concert wouldn't be possible without a lot of help and support. So first off, Dr. McGowan and the Board of Education, our central administration, Dr. Mike Weiner, our Director of Innovative Student Learning, who is our Director of Innovative Student Learning, and Mrs. Charlotte Kimberly Haig, our VPA Office Secretary. The tech crew for our stage lighting and sound, Mr. Eric Gruner for running and coordinating our concert streaming, and hello if you're tuning in tonight from the stream. Mr. Kevin Rollins and the custodial staff at FRES for setting up for all of these events. It wouldn't be possible without them. Our principal, our administration right here at French Road, our principal, Mrs. Marin Jeffries, and vice principal, Miss Caitlin O'Neill. Our FRES 4th grade teachers, all these students, classroom teachers, for their support and their help of getting the students down for their lessons. They're a huge support to the program, and we appreciate everything they do. And along with that, our FRES music staff. Mrs. Cole, Mrs. Anderson, who are our choral general music teachers, Mrs. Isham, our strings teacher here, and my colleague, Mr. Myers, who we split the students on stage here. I'm the flute, clarinet, and saxophone teacher, and Mr. Myers has all of the brass and the percussion. So we split this crew of kids, and then we combine for this concert, and it makes for a really fun night. And last, but certainly not least, we want to thank all of you for your support of these kids and learning this year. It's been a challenging year in everything, and certainly starting instruments. We started last year on Zoom and did a whole year of 4th grade on Zoom, which was challenging. But then this year, luckily we were in person, but we also had, as you know, all of those PPEs, and I'm sure you've seen masks lying around your house with holes cut in them and wondering what those are for. And so we were playing a lot, and as you can see, we're in a great place right now, and it's great to have a concert at this time of year. So, congratulations to you and your support of these kids for a great performance tonight. And we have one of our favorite songs, I think. Yeah. We have one of our favorite songs left for you tonight. This is our last concert song. This is Hard Rock Blues.